The galaxy was vast, filled with stars, planets, and countless mysteries. Among all these wonders, there was one place everyone knew about, the Grand Orbital Station. It floated near a dying star that glowed red like an ember losing its fire. This station wasn't just any space hub. It was home to the Galactic Council, a group of powerful alien species who came together to talk about peace, trade, and survival. For decades, humans had been part of this council, but being part of it didn't mean they were treated equally. Humans always felt like outsiders. They were newcomers compared to ancient races like the Zorathians, who had lived among the stars for millennia. And while humans tried their best to fit in, they often found themselves misunderstood or ignored. A tense meeting. On this particular day, the council chamber buzzed with activity. Representatives from over 50 alien species sat around a massive circular table. Holographic screens displayed data, maps, and proposals. Everyone spoke in their own languages, but translation devices made sure no one missed a word. At the center of the room stood Ambassador Elena Vega, Earth's top representative. She was calm, confident, and determined. Today, she carried a heavy burden on her shoulders. Earth needed help desperately. Elena cleared her throat and began, "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, thank you for hearing us today. As many of you know, our planet faces a crisis. Our environment is collapsing. Oceans are rising, temperatures are soaring, and resources are dwindling. We need access to advanced technology to stabilize our world." Her voice echoed through the chamber, but the reaction wasn't what she hoped for. Some aliens nodded politely, but others looked bored, or worse, annoyed. A tall insectoid creature named Kel-7 clicked his mandibles impatiently. Beside him, a shimmering aquatic being floated inside a water-filled pod, completely disinterested. Then came the response Alina dreaded most. Councillor Vornax, a reptilian leader known for his sharp tongue, leaned forward. His scales gleamed under the light as he sneered. "Ambassador Vega, humanity has only caused problems since joining the council. You ask for help now, but where were you when we needed allies? Your kind is reckless and selfish." Alina clenched her fists, but kept her cool. "We've done our best to contribute," she replied firmly. "But without equal access to galactic advancements, how can we truly help?" Fornax waved a claw dismissively. "Excuses. Humanity isn't ready for such responsibility. Perhaps if you prove yourselves worthy." Before Alina could respond, another voice cut in. It belonged to Senator Nira, a soft-spoken yet influential member of the council. Her species, the Luminape, were known for their wisdom and glowing skin. "Let's not forget," Nira said gently, "that every race must start somewhere. Humanity deserves a chance." The chamber erupted into arguments. Some supported Nira, while others sided with Vornax. Through it all, Alina stood silently, her heart sinking. She realized then that no matter how hard she fought, humanity would never get fair treatment here. A dangerous accusation. Just when things seemed bad enough, a new voice boomed across the room. It was General Threxon, a warlord from the Draconis Empire. He was infamous for his aggressive tactics and disdain for weaker species. "Enough," Threxon growled, slamming his fist on the table. "This debate is pointless. I propose we address something far more urgent, a growing threat within our midst." Everyone turned to him, curious. Even Alina raised an eyebrow. What was he talking about? Threxon pointed directly at Alina. "Intelligence reports suggest that humanity has been secretly developing weapons of mass destruction, weapons capable of wiping out entire civilizations. How can we trust them when they hide such dangerous secrets?" Gasps filled the room. Aliens whispered among themselves, some glaring at Alina. She stared back, stunned. "That's absurd," she exclaimed. "We have no such weapons. This is nothing but a baseless accusation." But Threxon smirked, clearly enjoying the chaos he created. "If you're innocent, prove it. Allow inspectors onto your planet immediately." Alina felt trapped. She knew agreeing to inspections would expose Earth's vulnerabilities. Refusing would only make humanity look guilty. Either way, they were doomed. Walking away. Back at the human delegation's quarters later that evening, Alina paced angrily. Her team watched her, unsure of what to say. Finally, she stopped and slammed her hand on the table. "They'll never see us as equals," she muttered bitterly. "No matter what we do, they'll always find ways to hold us back." One of her advisors, Dr. Marcus Chin, frowned. "So what do we do? Stay and fight, or walk away?" Elena hesitated. Walking away meant giving up on the council entirely. It meant isolating Earth from the rest of the galaxy. But staying meant enduring endless humiliation and unfair treatment. After a long silence, she straightened up. Her eyes burned with determination. "We leave," she declared. "We withdraw from the peace talks." Shock rippled through the room. "Are you sure?" Marcus asked cautiously. "This will cause outrage across the galaxy." "I'm sure," Alina said firmly. "If the Council refuses to treat us with respect, then we don't belong here. Let them see what happens when they push us aside." Shocking the galaxy. The next morning, Alina returned to the council chamber. The room fell silent as she stepped up to the podium. Without hesitation, she delivered her message loud and clear. "To the Galactic Council," she began, "we have listened to your accusations, your insults, and your refusal to treat us as equals. We will no longer tolerate this disrespect. Effective immediately, humanity withdraws from these peace talks." A collective gasp swept through the chamber. Aliens exchanged shocked looks. Some whispered furiously, while others simply stared in disbelief. As Elena turned and walked out, the weight of her decision settled heavily on her shoulders. She knew this choice would change everything, for better or worse. Outside the station, a fleet of human ships waited. As Elena boarded her vessel, she glanced back at the council building one last time. Then, with a deep breath, she gave the order to depart. News of humanity's withdrawal spread quickly across the galaxy. Reactions varied wildly. Some species admired humanity's boldness, while others saw them as reckless and unpredictable. But one thing was certain: the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted forever. And so the stage was set for what would come next. Humanity had taken a stand, but the consequences of their actions would soon unfold in ways no one could predict. The news of humanity's withdrawal from the Galactic Council spread faster than light itself. Communication networks buzzed with updates, holographic broadcasts filled public squares on alien worlds, and debates erupted everywhere. Humanity's bold decision shocked the galaxy, but not everyone reacted the same way. Mixed reactions across the galaxy. On Earth, people gathered around screens to watch Alina Vega's speech over and over again. Some cheered, raising fists in pride. Finally, one man shouted at a crowded cafe in New York City, "We don't need their pity or their rules." Others weren't so sure. In Tokyo, a young scientist named Aiko watched the broadcast quietly, her brow furrowed. "What happens now?" she whispered to herself. Without access to advanced galactic technology, how would Earth survive its environmental collapse? Would isolation protect them, or doom them? Far away, on planets inhabited by other species, reactions varied just as much. On the icy moon of Cryon IV, home to the Zorathians, elders discussed humanity's move with concern. "They are unpredictable," said Elder Zinra, his voice low and gravelly. "Their departure will create instability." But not all aliens agreed. On the lush jungle planet of Verdania, the plant-like Verdania expressed sympathy. "Humans were treated unfairly," said Miral, a Verdani ambassador who had once worked closely with humans. Perhaps they had no choice but to leave. Even within the Galactic Council, opinions clashed fiercely. Some members argued that humanity's exit was a good thing. They saw humans as reckless upstarts who didn't belong in such an important group. Others, like Senator Nira of the Lumine, worried about the consequences. "This isn't just about humanity," she warned during a private meeting. "If we continue to mistreat weaker species, the Council will lose its purpose." Earth prepares for the unknown. Back on Earth, leaders scrambled to prepare for what might come next. Tensions were high. No one knew how the rest of the galaxy would respond to humanity's defiance. Would they face sanctions, trade blockades, or worse, military action? Governments held emergency summits. Military bases went on high alert. Scientists worked around the clock to develop new technologies using whatever scraps of alien knowledge they'd managed to gather over the years. One project stood out above the rest: Operation Phoenix. Its goal was to create a powerful artificial intelligence system capable of defending Earth, and maybe even finding solutions to their environmental problems. Dr. Marcus Chen, Elena Vega's trusted advisor, led the team working on Operation Phoenix. He stared at rows of blinking monitors in a secret underground lab. "We can't rely on anyone else anymore," he told his team. "This AI has to be our lifeline." Meanwhile, ordinary citizens tried to go about their daily lives, though fear lingered in the air. In small towns and big cities alike, people talked about the future. Some stockpiled food and supplies, preparing for the worst. Others joined protests demanding unity and strength. "If we stand together," shouted a protest leader in London, "no one can break us." A mysterious visitor. Amidst the chaos, something unexpected happened. Late one night, a strange ship entered Earth's orbit. It was small and sleek, unlike any design humanity had seen before. The ship didn't announce itself. It simply descended silently until it landed in a remote desert. When military forces arrived, they found a single figure waiting outside the craft. The visitor was humanoid, but clearly not human. Their skin shimmered faintly, and their eyes glowed softly, like twin stars. They introduced themselves as Kalis, an envoy from a distant sector of the galaxy. Kalis spoke directly to Ambassador Alina Vega, bypassing Earth's usual diplomatic channels. "I bring a warning," they said, their voice calm yet urgent. "There is a threat looming, one that could destroy not only Earth but the entire galaxy." The galaxy was changing rapidly, and humanity found itself at the center of it all. With Earth isolated from the Galactic Council, humans had no choice but to rely on their own strength and ingenuity. It was a risky gamble, but one they were determined to win. Operation Phoenix. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, hidden inside a secure underground facility, a team of scientists worked tirelessly on Operation Phoenix. The project aimed to create an advanced artificial intelligence system capable of defending Earth and solving its environmental problems. Dr. Marcus Chin led the effort, his mind racing with ideas and calculations. "This AI isn't just a weapon," Marcus explained to his team during a late-night meeting. "It's our lifeline. It will analyze threats, predict enemy moves, and help us adapt faster than anyone else." The team nodded, their faces illuminated by the glow of computer screens. They knew how much depended on this project. Every line of code, every circuit board, it all mattered. If they succeeded, humanity might stand a chance against whatever challenges lay ahead. As weeks turned into months, progress accelerated. The AI began to take shape, learning and growing more intelligent with each test. It could process vast amounts of data in seconds, identify patterns invisible to human eyes, and even suggest creative solutions to complex problems. Marcus named it Aurora, after the shimmering lights that danced across polar skies, a symbol of hope. But Aurora wasn't ready yet, and time was running out. Tensions rise. While scientists worked on Aurora, tensions between Earth and the Galactic Council escalated. Rogue factions within the Council sent fleets of warships to patrol near Earth's borders, testing humanity's defenses. These ships didn't attack. They just hovered menacingly, sending a clear message: "We're watching you." On Earth, military leaders responded by launching their own fleet into orbit. Commander Ryan Cole, a decorated soldier known for his quick thinking, took charge of Earth's space forces. He ordered patrols to monitor the alien ships closely, ensuring they didn't cross any lines. "They're trying to intimidate us," Ryan said during a briefing, "but we won't back down. Let them see what happens when they push too far." Sure enough, the standoff continued. Alien ships occasionally fired warning shots, probing Earth's defenses. Each time, Earth's forces responded swiftly, proving they wouldn't be bullied. The show of strength earned respect among some neutral species who had doubted humanity's resolve. But not everyone was impressed. General Frexon of the Draconus Empire sneered at reports of Earth's defiance. "They think they're strong," he growled. "Let them try to survive without allies." Investigating the black hole weapon. While Earth prepared for potential conflict, Alina Vega assembled a small elite team to investigate the black hole weapon revealed by Kalis, the mysterious envoy. Commander Ryan Cole led the mission, accompanied by top scientists, engineers, and soldiers. Their destination: a distant sector of the galaxy where the accretion disk of a massive black hole churned like a cosmic storm. Before leaving, Alina gave Ryan a stern warning. "This mission is dangerous. You'll face unknown dangers, automated defenses, and possibly sabotage attempts. Be careful, but don't fail." Ryan nodded. "Understood. We'll find out the truth about this weapon, and stop it if we can." The team boarded a sleek, state-of-the-art spaceship equipped with cutting-edge technology developed as part of Operation Phoenix. Aurora, the AI, would assist remotely, analyzing data and offering strategic advice. Into the void. As the ship approached the black hole, the crew felt a mix of awe and dread. The swirling mass of energy and debris was both beautiful and terrifying. Gravitational forces tugged at the ship, making navigation difficult. But thanks to Aurora's guidance, they managed to stabilize their course. "Stay sharp," Ryan ordered. "We don't know what's waiting for us." His words proved prophetic. As they entered the accretion disk, alarms blared. Automated drones emerged from the darkness, firing energy beams at the ship. The crew scrambled to defend themselves, deploying countermeasures and returning fire. "We're under attack," shouted Lieutenant Carolyn, the ship's pilot. "Hold on." Despite the chaos, Ryan remained calm. "Aurora, analyze their movements. Find a weakness." Aurora's voice crackled through the comms. "Analyzing. Done. Target their core systems. They lack shielding there." Following Aurora's advice, the crew adjusted their tactics. Precision strikes disabled several drones, allowing the ship to press forward. Discovering the truth. Finally, the team reached the source of the threat, a massive structure embedded deep within the black hole's gravitational pull. It looked ancient, covered in strange symbols and glowing faintly. Sensors confirmed it was the weapon Kalis had warned about. "This thing could destroy entire star systems," muttered Dr. Emily Park, the team's lead scientist. "How do we shut it down?" Before they could act, another ship arrived. This one belonging to Rogue Council agents. Led by a ruthless operative named Zinkar, they demanded the humans leave immediately. "You have no right to interfere," Zinkar snarled. "This weapon belongs to the Council." Ryan stepped forward, his hand resting on his weapon. "If you activate this weapon, you'll doom the entire galaxy, not just Earth. Is that really what you want?" Zinkar hesitated but quickly regained his composure. "Enough talk. Surrender or die." A fierce battle erupted. The rogue agents launched an assault, attempting to seize control of the weapon. Ryan's team fought back fiercely, using every trick they'd learned during training. Aurora provided real-time updates, guiding their movements and predicting enemy actions. In the end, Ryan's team prevailed. Zinkar retreated, vowing revenge, while the humans secured the weapon. A new perspective. Back aboard their ship, the team debated their next move. Destroying the weapon outright seemed impossible. It was too deeply embedded in the black hole's gravity well. Instead, Dr. Park suggested disabling its activation mechanism. "We can reprogram it," she explained. "Make sure no one can use it without proper authorization." With Aurora's help, the team worked around the clock to implement the changes. When they finished, Ryan leaned back in his chair, exhausted but satisfied. "That should buy us some time," he said. "Now let's get out of here." As the ship pulled away from the black hole, Ryan gazed at the swirling void. He realized then that humanity couldn't face such threats alone. If the galaxy wanted peace, it needed unity, not division. The bigger picture. When the team returned to Earth, Alina listened intently to their report. She understood the gravity of their discovery. The black hole weapon posed a danger to everyone, not just humanity. But convincing the Galactic Council to cooperate wouldn't be easy. Still, Alina felt a glimmer of hope. Humanity had proven its strength and resourcefulness. Maybe now the Council would see them differently. Maybe now they could work together to protect the galaxy. But as Alina reminded herself, trust had to be earned. And earning it would require sacrifice, courage, and unwavering determination. The galaxy was on edge. Humanity's discovery of the black hole weapon had sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council. For years, the Council had ignored warnings about hidden dangers, focusing instead on politics and power struggles. But now, faced with undeniable evidence of an existential threat, they could no longer turn a blind eye. An emergency summit. In response to the crisis, the Galactic Council called an emergency summit aboard a neutral diplomatic vessel. This ship, known as the Orion Nexus, floated in deep space, far from any faction's influence. Its sleek design and glowing corridors symbolized unity, a stark contrast to the divisions plaguing the Council. Representatives from dozens of alien species gathered in the main chamber, their holographic avatars flickering above their seats. Ambassador Alina Vega stood at the center of the room, her presence commanding attention. Beside her was Commander Ryan Cole, who had led the mission to investigate the black hole weapon. Alina took a deep breath before speaking. "Esteemed members of the Council," she began, her voice steady but firm, "we have uncovered a threat that endangers not just Earth, but every living being in this galaxy." She activated a holographic display, showing images of the ancient weapon embedded within the black hole's accretion disk. The room fell silent as everyone stared at the massive structure, its eerie glow casting shadows across the chamber. "This weapon has the power to destroy entire star systems," Alina continued. If activated, it could wipe out billions of lives, including yours. Gasps echoed through the room. Some aliens exchanged worried glances, while others leaned forward, demanding answers. Counselor Vornax, the reptilian leader who had once mocked humanity, clicked his claws nervously. Even General Frexen, the Draconus warlord, seemed uneasy. How do we know this isn't another trick? Frexen growled. How can we trust you? Alina didn't flinch. You don't have to trust us, she replied. Trust the evidence. We've brought data logs, sensor readings, and even intercepted communications proving rogue factions within this council are involved. At that moment, Commander Ryan stepped forward and projected a series of encrypted messages onto the screen. These messages revealed secret plans to activate the weapon, signed by influential council members. Names appeared one by one, causing outrage among the attendees. Senator Nira, the wise Lumine ambassador, rose from her seat. Her glowing skin pulsed with emotion as she addressed the chamber. This is unacceptable, she said firmly. We cannot allow personal agendas to endanger the galaxy. It's time we admit our mistakes and work together to fix them. Admitting mistakes. The revelation sparked heated debates. Some council members defended themselves, claiming they had been missiled or coerced into supporting the plan. Others admitted their guilt, bowing their heads in shame. Councillor Vornax, who had accused humanity of selfishness during earlier meetings, finally spoke up. His voice trembled as he addressed the room. I was wrong about humans, he admitted reluctantly. They've shown courage and determination, qualities we all need right now. Perhaps pushing them away was a mistake. General Frexen remained defiant, though his usual arrogance wavered. Even if this weapon exists, he argued, why should we rely on humanity? They're still newcomers. What makes them so special? Before Alina could respond, Senator Nira interjected. Because they acted when we didn't, she said softly. While we argued and schemed, humanity risked everything to uncover the truth. That takes bravery and wisdom. Her words resonated with many in the room. Slowly, opinions began to shift. Alien leaders who had once dismissed humans as reckless outsiders started to see them in a new light. Rebuilding trust. Despite the growing support, Alina knew rebuilding trust wouldn't be easy. She turned to the council and made a bold proposal. We're willing to share what we've learned, she said, but cooperation must go both ways. If you want our help, you'll treat us as equals, not as inferiors. Her statement drew murmurs of agreement from sympathetic members. Senator Nira nodded approvingly. It's time we rewrite the rules of this council, she declared. No more favoritism, no more exclusion. Every species deserves a voice. But not everyone was convinced. Hardline factions resisted change, fearing it would weaken their power. A tense standoff ensued, with arguments echoing through the chamber. Finally, Alina decided to play her trump card. With Aurora's help, she accessed more intercepted communications, this time revealing the full extent of the conspiracy. These recordings implicated key council members in orchestrating the false accusations against humanity, framing them as dangerous aggressors to distract from their own plans. When the recordings played, the room erupted in chaos. Accused leaders tried to deny the evidence, but their protests fell flat. The truth was undeniable. A new alliance. With the conspiracy exposed, the council reached a tipping point. Many members realized they had misjudged humanity and themselves. Senator Nira seized the moment to propose a formal alliance. Humanity has proven itself a valuable ally, she said. Let us welcome them back, not as outsiders, but as partners. Together we can stop this weapon and protect the galaxy. After hours of deliberation, the council voted. The decision was unanimous. Humanity would rejoin the Galactic Council, this time with equal representation and access to advanced resources. Alina accepted the offer graciously but reminded everyone of the stakes. This isn't just about making amends, she warned. It's about survival. If we fail to stop the black hole weapon, none of us will survive. Preparing for the final battle. Back on Earth, news of the alliance spread quickly. People celebrated cautiously, knowing the fight wasn't over yet. Scientists worked overtime to refine Operation Phoenix, ensuring Aurora, the AI system, was ready for the challenges ahead. Meanwhile, Commander Rand prepared a joint expedition force combining human and alien crews. Ships from various species gathered near Earth's orbit, forming a united fleet. For the first time, humanity stood shoulder to shoulder with former adversaries, united by a common goal. As Ryan addressed the assembled troops, his voice carried both pride and urgency. "This mission won't be easy," he said. "We'll face dangers beyond imagination. But remember why we're here: to protect not just our worlds, but the future of the galaxy." The fleet launched toward the black hole, carrying the hopes of countless beings. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, not through violence or manipulation, but through courage and integrity. Reflections. On the bridge of the flagship, Alina watched the swirling void grow larger on the view screen. She thought about how far humanity had come since leaving the Council. They had been underestimated, betrayed, and pushed to the brink, but they had risen above it all. "We've done well," Marcus Chin said, standing beside her. "But the hardest part is still ahead." Alina nodded. "Yes," she replied, "but we're not alone anymore. That makes all the difference." As the fleet entered the black hole's gravitational pull, the crew braced for what lay ahead. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see if this fragile alliance could succeed where others had failed. The fleet slowed as it entered the swirling chaos of the black hole's accretion disk. Gravitational forces tugged at the ships, making navigation treacherous. Lieutenant Carolyn, the skilled pilot who had guided humanity's earlier mission, led the formation with precision. Aurora, the AI system, provided constant updates, calculating trajectories and warning of hazards. "Stay close," Ryan Cole ordered over the comms. "If we lose formation, the gravity will tear us apart." Around them, debris swirled like a cosmic storm. Chunks of rock, shards of metal, and mysterious glowing fragments spun wildly. Energy surges crackled through space, threatening to disrupt systems. The crew worked tirelessly to stabilize their vessels, their faces tense but focused. As they neared the weapon, automated defenses activated. Drones emerged from hidden compartments within the structure, firing beams of energy at the fleet. Alarms blared across every ship. "Weapons hot," Ryan shouted. "Take out those drones." The battle erupted instantly. Human and alien ships coordinated seamlessly, thanks to Aurora's guidance. Precision strikes disabled several drones, allowing the fleet to advance. But the defenses grew stronger as they approached the heart of the weapon. "This isn't just a machine," Dr. Emily Park muttered, studying sensor readings. "It's alive, some kind of ancient AI protecting itself." Aurora chimed in, its voice calm but urgent. "Analysis confirms. The weapon's core contains self-replicating nanobots designed to adapt and counteract threats." Ryan clenched his jaw. "Great, so we're fighting something that gets smarter every second." Sabotage attempts. Amidst the chaos, Rogue Council agents launched a desperate attack. Led by Zinkar, the ruthless operative who had clashed with Ryan before, they attempted to seize control of the weapon. Their ship darted through the battlefield, dodging fire as they headed straight for the structure. "They're trying to activate it," Alina Vega exclaimed, watching from the flagship's bridge. "We can't let them succeed." Ryan quickly devised a plan. He ordered a small strike team, including himself, Lieutenant Lin, and Dr. Park, to board the weapon and disable its activation mechanism manually. Meanwhile, the rest of the fleet would hold off the rogue agents and drones. "Be careful," Marcus Chin said as Ryan prepared to leave. "If anything goes wrong, we won't have time to fix it." Ryan nodded. "Understood. Let's move." Inside the weapon, the strike team docked on the weapon's surface and entered through a hatch. Inside, the structure resembled a labyrinth of pulsating veins and glowing circuits. Every step echoed eerily, and the air hummed with energy. "This place feels alive," Kara whispered, her hand resting on her weapon. "Like it's watching us." Dr. Park scanned the walls with her equipment. "It is. These nanobots are analyzing everything we do. We need to move fast." Guided by Aurora, the team navigated the maze-like corridors until they reached the central chamber. There, they found the activation mechanism, a massive crystalline core surrounded by swirling energy fields. "That's it," Dr. Park said, pointing to the core. "If we destroy this, the weapon will shut down permanently." Before they could act, Zinkar and his agents ambushed them. A fierce firefight broke out, forcing the team to take cover behind chunks of debris. Ryan exchanged fire with the rogues, his movements sharp and calculated. "Kara, flank them," he ordered. "Emily, start disabling the core." Kara darted to one side, drawing enemy fire while Dr. Park worked frantically to reprogram the core. Beams of energy ricocheted around the chamber, narrowly missing the team. "I'm almost there," Dr. Park shouted, her fingers flying over her device. "Just a few more seconds." Suddenly, Zinkar lunged toward her, aiming to stop her. Ryan tackled him mid-leap, sending them both crashing into the ground. They grappled fiercely, each struggling for dominance. "You think you can win?" Zinkar snarled, pinning Ryan down. Ryan smirked despite the situation. "Yeah, I do." With a burst of strength, he flipped Zinkar onto his back and delivered a decisive blow, knocking him unconscious. At the same moment, Dr. Park cried out triumphantly. "It's done. The core is destabilized." A narrow escape. As the core began to collapse, the entire structure trembled violently. Warning alarms blared, signaling imminent destruction. "Everyone, fall back," Ryan ordered. "We got 30 seconds before this thing blows." The team sprinted through the corridors, dodging falling debris and collapsing walls. Behind them, the weapon's defenses shut down, overwhelmed by the cascading failure of its systems. They barely made it back to their ship as the crystalline core exploded, releasing a shockwave that rippled through the black hole. The fleet retreated hastily, outrunning the gravitational pull and emerging into open space just in time. From a safe distance, they watched as the weapon disintegrated, consumed by the black hole's immense power. Cheers erupted across the fleet, celebrating their hard-fought victory. A new era. Back aboard the flagship, Alina addressed the assembled crew. Her voice carried pride and gratitude. "Today, we proved that unity can overcome even the greatest threats. Together, we saved not only Earth but the entire galaxy." Alien leaders joined her, expressing admiration for humanity's bravery and determination. Senator Nira stepped forward, her glowing skin radiating warmth. "Humanity has earned its place among us, not through force, but through courage and integrity. Let this be the beginning of a new era." In the weeks that followed, the Galactic Council drafted a new charter emphasizing cooperation, equality, and mutual respect. Humanity took its rightful seat, vowing to champion progress and peace for all species. Alina gazed at the stars through a viewport, reflecting on how far they'd come. "This isn't the end," she murmured to herself. "It's just the beginning." Epilogue. Hope among the stars. Across the galaxy, people celebrated the alliance that had saved them. From bustling alien cities to quiet human towns, hope replaced fear. The black hole weapon was gone. But its legacy remained, a reminder of what could be achieved when differences were set aside for a common cause. Humanity had risen from isolation to become a trusted leader in the galactic community. And though challenges lay ahead, they faced the future together, united against whatever dangers might arise.